All right, so it's Thanksgiving weekend, and I figured this was a great time for you, the listeners and watchers on Hoop Feed, to be able to catch up with two of the favorite players in UConn history, actually, at this point, and that's Caroline Doty and Tiffany Hayes. And you guys are definitely legends now at this point, but that also means you've been here for a while. That's qualified you for legend status now. Now, you guys were born a month apart. You came in as freshmen together, but it's certainly been an interesting last 4 years, and you guys have definitely taken some bumps in the road. Tiff, you're the senior now and on the court, and Caroline, you're considered a junior now on the court. But it's been an interesting last 4 years. I mean, you certainly didn't think it was going to take these turns. Where did you picture just where you would be right now? Caroline, where did you expect this to go when you enrolled at UConn?
Well, I definitely didn't think I was going to have 2 ACL tears. I didn't know I'd have such a great roommate. I didn't really expect to be as spoiled as we were freshman year, with Renee and Tina and Maya being as great players as they are, along with the other girls who treated us like they were our little sisters. We've had ups and downs for sure, but definitely more positives than negatives. And, I'm happy where we are now, and I hope that there's going to be more positives down the road.
Now, Tiff, there was an article that I actually found on ESPN's website. Described the two of you guys this was back in your sophomore year. You were having an unlimited ability to amuse each other and sometimes your teammates. Would you say that's a fair description of the relationship that you guys have?
I think so. Because sometimes when the team needed a laugh, it was always me and her coming up with crazy stuff or just stories we would come up with from us being together. It would just make the team laugh, so I guess they would just call us two together.
No, are you two the more mature ones now, or do you guys still crack each other up and everybody else up?
We still have laughs.
we definitely still crack each other up.
But it's crazy seeing how much we have grown up since we were freshmen.
Yeah, it's not as much. We used to do it a lot, but now it's more when it's right.
Right place, right time.
Now, both of you came in this season with things to prove. There was a lot of outside comments and things. Now, Tiff, people questioned you and your consistency. Caroline, people questioned your ability to come back with the same quickness and speed and abilities that you had shown in the past. How do you face those types of challenges, and do you feel so far today you're answering the questions that have been put out there?
Me personally, you just gotta keep pushing. Just don't let people get in your head. Just know that your teammates got your back, your coaches got your back. And right now I think I'm doing a pretty good job, and everybody else is too, with their consistency in playing their roles. So.
And the only thing that is important is what the coaches say and think, and our teammates. If the media, whatever, is saying, oh, they're going to be slow or inconsistent or, not what they were, back freshman year, they can keep talking. All that matters is what we do, together, what the coaches want from us and what they say. But it's going to be in the back of your head, if you want to be consistent, it's kind of a positive, criticism. So you just take that in, know that, listen, quickness is not going to be there, so you got to do something else in return, like take care of the ball or make open shots or, kind of help the team out when, they're down. And consistency, just know that what can you be consistent with. Like Tiffany's been killing on the boards and getting in the lane. So just you take bits and pieces of it and you play with it, but the most important thing is what the coaches say.
Now, one of the advantages of a blowout was I got to actually exchange some messages with a former teammate of yours and told her that I was talking to you guys tonight, and I wanted to comment, and I would like you guys to respond to it. So I spoke to Renee tonight, and Renee told me that first, Tiff, she said that she had seen so much potential in you from the beginning, and she is so happy that you didn't just settle for being a raw talent. What do you think when you hear things like that from somebody who is a WNBA All-Star?
It's great. It's just great to know that people notice your hard work, even though you have your lows throughout your career, and for someone like her to say that about me, it's just, first of all, it's an honor, and then it just boosts your confidence up even more.
And Caroline, Renee also said that, the way that you've come back stronger each time that you've gotten knocked down is something that has to be admired, and you've shown that you have the mental toughness to succeed at anything that you want to take on in life.
It's nice to hear it.
Is it embarrassing to hear those nice things about yourself?
It's just nice, especially Renee, who we looked up to as freshmen, who is such a great player now, and we idolized, so hearing that from her, means a lot, really. Has a special place in our heart with her, and thanks, Renee.
Now, last year, Maya's senior year, Caroline, you're forced, unfortunately, to sit out again. But everybody saw you, the coach, on the sidelines. Little CD out there, taking charge.
Oh boy!
But how difficult was it really how difficult was it really to be there on the sidelines and see what was going on and not be, especially down the stretch when things were starting to come to an end, and not be able to do anything on the court?
It was tough, just because I felt helpless. I didn't know. I couldn't be out there physically. Not saying that was going to be a huge factor for everybody, but just to give somebody a breather or make an extra pass or see something that maybe someone else wouldn't see. We had Bria and Steph come in, who were freshmen, and it's overwhelming as a freshman. We went through it our freshman year, so just kind of come in and help them out that way. It kind of just felt helpless, not being able to be out there with them. I love playing basketball, especially with these girls, and having it be Maya's senior year. It was tough to watch, but can't dwell on the negatives. You got to stay with the positives, and try to be as active as possible verbally on the bench, or if they come out of a timeout, make sure you got that high five waiting for them, or positive thing to say. So as tough as it was, I was just happy to still be a part of the team.
And Tiff, at the same time, on the other hand, how difficult was it to know that you had someone with Caroline's abilities on times when you could use that ability on the court, knowing that it was so close and yet you couldn't get it last year?
Man, it was real tough. Because I know for me and probably for everybody else on the team that just having her out there is just like a whole different feeling. Because we know each other so well, and she's a general on the court. When she has the ball, we always know what to do. So those times when things get hectic and nobody's out there to put it together, I know that her being on the sideline, if she was out there, she could do that for us. And everything else, like knocking shots in, we couldn't hit anything last year. That's something she can do as well. But we know that she was nursing herself to get back with us this year, and I'm glad she's back now.
And at the same time, I got to say, after the last ACL tear, you guys were tweeting actively, shall we say, at the time. I think Tiff was more upset the way when I read her tweets than you were at the time. I mean, it was heartbreaking reading Tiff's tweets.
People will come up to me after surgery and be like, "How's Tiffany doing?" and everything. I was like, "I think she's all right." But yeah, it's funny. It just shows, she cares. I mean, she's been through all three pretty much. Senior year in high school overlapped to summer school, so I mean, she knows, how it, put a toll on my body and me, and she was there to, keep me laughing, and just to see, how much she cares meant the world to me. So it was great to have a roommate there.
So fast forward, here we sit, undefeated again. Stanford, every year it seems there's that first big game. Last year Baylor, this year Stanford. Another victory under the belt. So where do you think it's going to end? Where do you want this ride to end this year? Obviously, Denver is going to be the obvious answer.
That trophy above our heads,
but what do you see for all? Give me the whole scenario. Is it you hitting Tiff for the winning three, or?
Oh, that's
me hitting her and she makes the winning three. I'm the driving dish. She knocks it down.
I'm thinking at this point it's going to be Bria driving, missing, you getting another rebound.
Oh yeah.
And then kicking it out.
Yeah.
And then all meeting at half court, just
dog pile.
for the confetti to come down, and then shaking over on the team.
I'm going to hit you with one last thing. Now, going back to that same article that I saw back when they talked about you guys, Coach Ariema said at the time, he said they room together, they trust each other, they know they have each other's backs, and they play off each other. So here it is, almost 4 years later. You know, it seems like that couldn't be more true today than it was then.
Definitely.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I want to wish both of you the best of luck the rest of the year. Stay healthy, win games, good luck in the future, and thanks for taking the time. I know you guys want to go do things.
Thank you very much.